it's like, damn it, it sucks, but I remember how that is. But it's like it's like success is on the other side of fear. Okay, that's one piece of the game, guys. But now, if you have pen and paper, I want you to write this down. You're an entrepreneur now, you're a businessman, you're a businesswoman. We're going to make it happen this year, especially if we stick together as a team. Write this down, okay? I am responsible for my life. I am responsible for my goals. Not Renatus, not your advisor, not your mom or dad. I am responsible for my plans. I am responsible for my relationships, right? If you got shitty relationships, that's your fault. You could leave that relationship. That's up to you, right? But you got to take 100% responsibility. I am responsible. You don't have to write this one down, but I did. I am responsible for my ADHD. I used to blame counselors and I used to blame my parents for not letting me take like Ritalin. I used to blame everybody because I couldn't pay attention to anything until I took responsibility. All right, freak, I have ADHD. What am I going to do about it? How can I cope? I am responsible for my dyslexia. I can't remember who I was talking to, but they're dyslexic like me. And man, I read everything backwards. I even remember things backwards. It was so hard.
That's me, Umair.
Who was that? Oh, it was Jessica. Yeah, we were talking, and I was like, "Damn, yo, I know how you feel, but I'm dyslexic too."
Yeah.
And then at the end of that, whatever you want to be responsible for, I want you to write this and put it somewhere. I own my life. Guys, you own your life, not the economy, not your mom or dad and what they did or didn't do for you, not your husband or your wife, not Renatus, you. And it's kind of like, that could be so refreshing because you realize that if you're having a bad day, it's because what you're focused on, right? It's like, hey, where are my thoughts leading me into a negative downward spiral? Or my thoughts creating an intention that's real? Because whatever you think creates feelings, whatever you feel creates actions, and whatever you act manifests in your life, right? You ever notice how negative people just keep getting bad things that happen to them, but then happy-go-lucky people say, I don't know, man, we'll figure it out, right? So you got to start manifesting the good stuff, okay? So, and I know this is stuff you've already heard over and over, but it's so real. And did you know that 47% of people who write their goals down on a daily basis, their goals come true? 47% of people, that's a big percentage. Look that statistic up. Start writing your stuff down and write it down as if it's already happened. Like for so many years, I've been writing down, I'm making $30,000 of passive income every month. And I feel it and I believe it. I'm making $30,000 of passive income every month. Hey, it's happening. It's happening. And guys, when you reach your goals, it's not like you're still gonna feel the same. I mean, you're gonna be happy, you're excited, but there's always the next level. It's called the human condition. We're always going out and we're always getting more, right? We're always growing. And here's something else that I put like on my computer, because I want to program myself in a way that I am getting better and better. I write this down everywhere, and I keep this in my head. How can I leave it better? If I show up to a meeting when we're doing a mastermind, the one rule in my head is, how can I leave it better? Right? If I am renting, like if I'm cleaning up my room, or if I'm making my bed, or if I stay in a hotel, how can I leave it better? Better than how I found it. Because then you're going to start becoming a business person that always provides value instead of just trying to look for a handout, trying to figure out how to get some information. You know, there's that difference between scarcity living and abundance living. So the goal is just taking 100% responsibility for where you're at and what you want to achieve. right? If you came to Renatus and you're like, hey, I want to restructure my finances, and you've been sitting around learning and not taking any action, well, you know, that's your fault. We have every single resource, knowledge, material, mentorship, help, income opportunity. We literally have brought together everything you're going to need to be a successful real estate investor. Now, whether you're going to take the action to do it or not, that's up to you. Does that make sense? Because it's been proven by thousands of students. So you got to ask yourself, what am I doing or not doing in order to reach the level of success that I'm after? And remember, there's no right or wrong in success. You wake up successful, but you just want to say, hey, this is what I'm wanting to have happen in my life. This is where I'm at. Here's a gap, right? Don't be emotional about it. Here's a gap. And then you write down everything in that gap, and then you bring resources to what's missing. Does that make sense, guys? So for instance, if you have your essentials and you want to do fix and flips, there's a gap. Maybe you don't have the money. Well, there's funding options. Do those funding options fill the gap? Okay, maybe you're really struggling and you don't have any money. Well, we have an income opportunity. You're gonna have to hustle to try to help other people to earn some cash, but there's the work that you need to do, right? Maybe you found a deal, but you don't know how to fund it because you used the money that you had to get started with the combo. Well, that's why we have a community. And some people have money that they're looking to invest. There's a gap. Whatever problem you have, the solution exists. You just gotta tune into the solution. Does that make sense, guys? I'm trying to help you get your energy in motion. Now, I only have 15 minutes, guys, and I don't mean to be preachy. I just love you guys. And I really, really, really want to see you do deals. I really, really, really want to see you wipe out your debt. I want to celebrate you with your success. I want to party with you. I want you to have more free time so we can just go on vacations together, right? That's what friends, it's no fun being rich by yourself, right? That's why I was like, my best friend, he runs the martial arts schools, and I made him get his extreme combo. I made him. I was like, dude, come on, you're putting up 20 G's. I don't care if you do it now or later, but this way, when you get tired of being self-employed, because he's doing all the work in his business, I'll help you create some passive income. I'll be somewhere by then. So he got his extreme combo. Right? I was like, I don't want to be rich by myself. It's boring. All right. So I had, so you know how I told you guys how I'm having everybody find me deals. So I've got a contractor who just put a roof. He put 2 metal roofs on 2 of my rentals, right? 2 that I'm rehabbing. And so I told him, I said, you know that I pay people for finding me deals, right? He goes, for real, you'll pay me and I can work on the house? That sounds like it's double the money. And I was like, yeah, Carrie. And so me and him have been hanging out. I'm providing value to him. And because I taught him how, he's now providing value to me. Does that make sense, guys? So today he calls me, and I don't know where this conversation is going to go, but I want to teach you guys this because everyone on this call has at least their essentials. So he texted me and then he called me. He goes, Umair, I got this guy that wants to sell his house. And I didn't train him on how to specifically what I'm looking for. But what I'm going to do next, I've got a few minutes, is I'm going to open up my lead property information sheet. And I'm going to teach you guys how to call random sellers. I want to start showing you guys, because I know you're taking your classes. I can see what classes you take, just so you guys know. You know, in my portal, I can see who's watching what. So don't be lying to me saying you're taking classes and you're not. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to give this seller a call. And if he picks up, I'm going to have a nonchalant conversation about, I don't even know the address, where it's at, anything. But I want to show you just getting into action, how to take calls, and how this works. And then if you guys want the lead property information sheet, let me know. I'll send it to you, right? Because I want you to get better at lead generating and then talking to sellers. But you need certain important information if you find a lead, right? Because you got to tell if they're a real lead, they're wanting to sell, or if they're just tire kickers wanting to sell to real estate agents on the retail market. Does that make sense, guys? So first, let's pull up Tony Houston. Please send it to me. You ain't even seen it yet, but I'll send it to you, my friend. Of course, of course. So, all right, here it is. Let me actually see if I could just share the sheet, just so you guys are focused. Lead property information sheet. All right, so you guys can see it. So this is the lead property information sheet. And I'm gonna read it to you. So when I get a deal, and this is how I want you, I'm training you to send me deals. Because if you're a wholesaler, I want you getting paid. Cool, right? If you don't know how to wholesale, but I make a deal, I'll still give you a finder's fee, right? Whatever. So let's cover this first, and then I'm gonna hop on the call. And then I got my gym clothes on. I gotta go work out and then get to our meetings. So I got a lot going on, but I didn't want to miss an opportunity for you guys to learn and grow if I couldn't. So, all right, so let me just cover this real quick. So when I call somebody, if you're sending this to me, your name, the date, where you found this lead, right? Hey, I found it. I was driving for dollars. I found it. My uncle said he wanted to sell whatever, Craigslist, right? So you put information here. And if you already talked to the seller, what do they want for the property? How much do they think it's worth? Have you run your comps? What are your comps? What do your comps show you, your comparables? And then when I'm talking to sellers, I'm wanting to know if there's an existing mortgage on there, right? Hey, I mean, and I'll show you when I call this guy, I haven't talked to him yet. You're going to see how I'm asking these questions and I'm just blending stuff in. The goal when you're talking to sellers is to get as much content or as much information as you can, okay? Here's a good question. Does it, what's the reason you're selling it? Does it need repairs? If they're living in it, when do you want to move? Right? Maybe they're not living in it, right? But these are all, and then you get a description of the actual property, right? It's right here. And then some notes. So if you send me a deal, don't just say, Umair, I got a deal. Someone wants to sell. No, I need information, or it might be wasting my time or someone else's time. Now, as you become a real estate investor yourself, if you do a mailing campaign and someone responds to that mailing campaign, you need to be able to ask these questions so you can inquire what type of strategy that you're going to implement on that particular deal. Does that make sense, guys? Good. All right, so let's call this seller. I'm just gonna, all I got is a number. That's all I got. Cool. We're gonna see where it goes. And I don't even know the address. I don't know the guy's name, nothing. So let me call him.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going there, sir? I got your number from one of my contractors. He says that you're looking to sell a property in, I think, Springfield.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I had a guy that called earlier. I was kind of confused. He called me and then he called me back. And he said he was in Blackville, and I said, I don't have a house for sale in Blackville.
Do you? Okay, yeah. I've got
I told him, I said, I don't have a house for sale in Blackville. He's like, no, I'm in Blackville. I said, sir, I don't have a house for sale in Blackville. I don't know what you're talking about. Can you give me a little description of it? And anyways, we got it figured out.
I got it. Now he's one of my guys. I got about 3 in Blackville. I just put new metal roofs on. And I just told him, I said, I've got about 80 units in the area and I'm trying to keep my guys busy. And he said that he found somebody that might be looking to sell. So I just said, get his number and I'd love to connect with him.
So what do you do? Because I was telling like we do the same thing.
Yeah, I invest in real estate full time. We own some little mobile home parks in the area, and then we do
Anything you want to sell?
okay. Are you just buying and holding? Are you wholesaling?
I'm a buy and hold real estate investor. I actually, I'm originally St. George, Weiss from Orangeburg. I tell you the whole story. I'm pretty talkable. I like making I like talking to people, and I like making a network. You know how it goes. You got to meet people, talk to people. I'm from St. George, Weiss from Orangeburg. I was a nurse, and she was a teacher, and we're in the mid-20s out of college, and we were doing that whole thing for a couple of years, and we decided to move to Clemson, where I went to college. Great place. We live right there in Clemson, and we've been buying real estate, buying rental properties since we bought our first house right out of college, and flipping them, buying them, fixing them, and renting them. We have never sold anything. But now, when our first baby was born this year.
Hey, congratulations! That's funny, man. I just had my first baby. She's 5 months.
Oh, my mine's 10 months. March 15th, and we both quit the work gig on March 10th.
Okay.
And went full in on our properties and stuff. We don't have 80 units. I don't know. I don't try to look at it one person to the other. We just
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no. We're just trying to reach our own goals, man. I mean, you and me seem real similar. Me and my
Well,
wife.
we've been buying heavily. We bought a dozen since August. We
Okay.
really, yeah, we bought a dozen since August. But we were really working before that, and somebody else was calling in, so it might have been tacking out on you. But I sit there and say like 26 and 27-year-old, got over 25 properties. We're kind of, I guess we're doing pretty good. We're better than 1% probably.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we just kind of look at it that way, and we're actually about to start. We always do our property management out, and I'm sitting there yapping a lot, but we've got so many at this point. We're starting to get everything together. We're going to open up our own property management company. So just a thought. I don't know if you manage your own properties or not.
Yeah. Well,
we
usually what I do, and I'm sorry, man, I didn't get your name. What's your name?
Joey Scheider.
Joey. Cool, Joey. My name's Umair.
Umair,
Umair.
okay.
And it's a funny name, but you'll get it. But Joey, yeah, I usually do rent to buy stuff. So I'll buy it cash, and then I'll set it up to where I'm doing a rent to buy type of deal. But yeah, if you're starting a property management type of gig, I'd love to stay connected and just see how we can help each other out.
We managed our first properties when we lived in Orangeburg. We bought rentals. We lived within miles of the properties. Now we live 3.5 hours from the properties. But I'm in Orangeburg right now in front of a house that we're working on right now, and about to get in truck to go to Lowe's to pick up sheetrock and stuff.
Are you doing the work on your own properties?
I do work on my own right now. I need to get more to who, not how. I need to get more on that kind of system.
Uh-huh.
But I got some fellas here, doing some stuff for me. But I kind of like doing the little things. I enjoy it.
Of course.
Keep more passive, but I tell you why we're doing the property management thing. We had all these houses under property management, left, moved from here, and we decided get property management because we're 3 hours away, paying 10%, all that. Well, in the end, all we're doing is getting phone calls. Still, they're collecting the money, and they're finding the tenants sometimes, and other than that, I mean, I'm still doing all the maintenance and everything for 3.5 hours away. If I need pictures on the house, I'm still having to drop down and get my pictures.
Jeez, that's not good.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you get all your stuff together, I'd be more than happy to work with you on some of my properties. So I'm glad I called you.
Orangeburg, we really want. I tell you what, we really want to focus on though, and that's a whole nother talk. But we're wanting to. There's a lot. All right, there ain't but 3 property management companies in Orangeburg, and 2 of them are real estate companies that
They're real estate agents. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's property management second fiddle. None of them have a website. We're focused on, coming in and offering a whole different kind of perspective on this. Like, this is your $100,000 to $200,000 investment. That's how I look at it. That's how you look at it when you look at your houses. I want somebody to manage that investment for me. If I'm paying 10% a month, and I want them to make sure it is being protected and cared for. And that's a tough ask, but I see that now. I want other people's properties to be protected. Like
I like it.
Like you kind of buy a stock. You take a lot of time. You look at it from time to time. You ride by it. You do this.
Are you do you have anything that you're looking to sell now, or was Carrie just?
Well, yeah, we do have one in Springfield, and so the house he wrote about in Springfield, South Carolina, not Blackfield. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath Jim Walters home built in the 1991. It's got central heating and air.
Okay.
1.23 acres.
Okay.
It's a fixer upper. I got it on Facebook and stuff. I got a sign in the yard. I put it on Facebook this past week, but I really don't even answer back because is this available? Is this available?
I know, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. And what are you asking for it?
60,000. Got
it. And what do you think it's worth once I fix it up?
We ran the comps. We got the software for it and all. And
yeah, sure.
The ARV, do your own diligence. So we're looking between 150 and 200. And I'll tell you how we get into that number. So there's not a whole lot of homes out there.
Yeah, it's more of a rural area. Did you do like price per square foot or?
Yeah, we did price per square foot, and we went 10-mile radius. So we pulled in all those other little towns, Sally, Williston, Springfield, because that's really the only way to get some properties out there.
Decent. Yeah, I mean, I got to really look at. Yeah, so I hear what you're saying because I'm familiar with the area. So you're saying you want about 60. Your ARV is, you said 150.
150. I
Do
mean,
you-
really should like 154 or something like that. But
Sure.
200, according to how you do it. Now, are you looking to rent it or are you looking to flip it?
No, I usually just hold on to them.
The same thing. So same thing. The only reason we're selling this was because we got 3 projects ahead of that house. Like, and all those are in the town of Orangeburg, which better resources for me. I'm right here in town.
Now you got a lender on, I mean, or do you got a current mortgage on that one you're trying to sell for 60?
No, it's free and clear.
So you bought it cash and you're just trying to make a
Yeah.
little extra money,
Yeah.
selling it a little higher than what you got it for.
Yeah.
I got you.
Roll it to the next and, continue to keep buying some more. And that's just one that we say, all right, we're not going to get to that house till March-ish. We're probably 2 to 3 months away from really getting over there and doing the work on it. So we're saying, all right, if somebody, we thought we played with the rent to own, we thought about it, but we said, all right, the house is not up to our standard. I wouldn't say it's a livable home right now. I wouldn't say I could say this is a rent to home the way it is. So people call and say, can we rent to own it? And you see this all the time. They say, can we rent to own it? And I'll say, well, I mean, then that means I need to go ahead and do the rehab to get it to a standard that I want to rent it to you. But
So what would you say it needs in?
I might as well sell for ARV then. If you rent it,
Sure. What would you say it needs in a rehab? Just a ballpark figure.
So you need a roof, probably original roof from the 90s. You're gonna need siding. It's the old Formica siding.
Yeah, got it.
And it's wore out on the side where the sun rises. That dew hits it, and it just over the years. I've not tried central heat and air. I do have power onto the house. It's got a well works.
So it's well water.
Yeah,
What about
it's out in the country a little bit.
it's septic as
It's
well?
about a mile or 2 miles out of Springfield, but it's on a well. I
Septic?
don't think yeah, it's on septic too.
Do you know when the last time the septic was serviced or?
I do not. I bought the house in August.
I got you.
I didn't get it till October. I've been in the property one time. I've been in the property 3 times.
I
I've been
got
in the
you.
property 3 times.
So what
It's
you seem like you do all the work and stuff, and you seem like a trustable guy. What would you say if you're ballparking it? How much money am I going to need to put into it?
I say 30. So that's where I got the numbers on it. I say if somebody bought it for 60, they put 30 into it. Now I don't know if are you outsourcing? You own a roofing company, or how do you do all
And
that?
I got like the guy who just gave me your number is my roofer. So I pay him for
Okay.
labor, and then I get the metal from Mass Metal. You know where Mass Metal is, the factory up there?
No, actually
Okay.
not. Where's that at?
Mass Metal. I'll text it to you.
Okay, but no, 60,000 and then a 30,000 rehab. And where I'm saying that, I'm saying 6,000 for a roof, 5,000 for 6,000. I don't know what's a roof costing now.
Just depends on how big the property is. I was going to get into that.
I want to say, don't quote me on the square footage numbers. I hadn't lived in a while. You know how that is when you look at a house to house. Like,
Mhm.
don't quote me on square footage. So yeah, it's I was looking at 6,000 for a roof. That's just kind of the number I've always kind of had. Your local guys. Sounds like you probably got to get a guy that you're not getting a whole upcharge when your roof's being put on.
Mhm.
Siding of it, if you got like a crew of guys that put like some hardy plank on it, or vinyl siding, that would be an upgrade there. The windows were fine to me. They're not wooden windows. They're 1990 windows. They're not wooden, so that's good. I think they're aluminum. It's sheetrock house. It's not paneling, it's a modern home with modern stuff. It's just from 1990s. It's got popcorn ceilings. There are spots in the ceilings from where the roof needs to be done. That you need to do sheetrock work on some of the ceiling spots. The bathrooms have tubs and stuff. It's dirty. When we bought it, this is the gist of it. It was a foreclosure sale. We bought it on foreclosure. It was a landlord out of Lexington had it, and he foreclosed on a whole portfolio loan, and they sold everything off, and we bought this one off of that portfolio. It was a
Okay.
big sale, like 11 properties off a portfolio, and he had a tenant in there, and the tenant obviously knew the landlord was going down. The landlord was like, "I'm going down. I don't care about your rent." So when we bought it, we had to then, evict the tenant.
Oh, wow.
We tried to help the tenant. We honestly did. We tried to approach him, and that was all good. It was good approaching him and everything. We said, "Hey, we consider this house unlivable. We don't want somebody living in a house that we own to the standard,
Yeah. So,
and
hey, I'm sorry to cut you off, man. I'd love to chat more, but my baby's here and
you go.
I hear her in the other room. I gotta go check in on her. I'm at home. Can you do me a favor? Can you text message me the link to the house? I got your number. I've got the basic idea. I might have somebody drive
I
by.
can text you the address. I can text you the address. I don't have a link for it because it's just
Okay, just text me the address. I'll check it out. And then if I'm interested, I'll just give you a ring. But let's stay in touch for your property management stuff. I'd love to see that grow
Yeah.
because I got a bunch of units.
In Orangeburg County, like the Black Builder, any more thing closer to Orangeburg?
Yeah, I've got 4 houses in Orangeburg.
Any of them that you want to, anything that you want to kind of let go or not?
I ain't got nothing I want to let go, my friend. Usually I'm holding. I live off of my rentals. This is what I do full time. I love it, my friend. Well, it's been nice talking to you.
I'll text you.
Text me now and we'll talk soon. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. So guys, it went a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but is he a motivated seller?
That was yes.
He's
No.
not a motivated
No,
seller.
I'm sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
no.
No, he's not.
But either way, do you see how when I'm connecting with the person, I'm trying to find some commonality, I'm trying to build rapport, I'm trying to find win-wins. I'm trying to say, oh, wow, you got a property management business. Maybe we could do some business together. I'm trying to build a relationship and get the information I need so then I can see if I could structure a deal. Now, if I was closer and I really wanted to do a rehab, maybe, right? 60-30, I would have to, now that I have the basic skin and bones of the deal, now I have to go and confirm and really start negotiating down the deal because he's listing it for 60. That's not what he bought it for. And I know it's a foreclosure sale. Now, can I go look that up? Yes. Now, so you see how the investigation starts? So I wanted to give this, guys, to you. I want you to take responsibility for your life, your business, 100% ownership. If you don't have access to the advanced classes, do whatever you can to get it. When I started, I was like, I'm going in. I'm not going to half-ass this. I'm going to really take it serious and build a business. One deal, you can make 30 to 50 grand. So yeah, Tony, what's up, man? I thought you were going through funding. You ready to rock and roll or what? You ready to be a part of the big boys club?
We'll talk.
Okay, I love it.
Funding.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, let's chat about it. I'll throw you some ideas. But guys, I hope this was helpful. This is going to be recorded. If I don't send you the lead property information sheet right away, it's because I've got a lot going on. We're doing an in-person meeting tonight. If you're in the area, make sure you show up for yourself and your business and bring a friend or 2 or 3. Bye, everyone. Have a great night. We're going to be meeting every Tuesday. Keep plugging in. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Mayor. Bye.
You're welcome. Cheers.
Thank you. Good night.
Night, night.